I guess I have to upload this video again. This is from 2016. Okay, this video. You can see my bike right there. This is where I always ride at. I put on my GoPro. I've also got probably 70 or 80 other videos where I ride and I film. And Trisha Not Trisha was on. This is on my Facebook. Trisha Not Trisha was my Facebook friend at the time. She got to know me because of my son's trial. She started messaging us in support of my son. This is how I got to meet. This is how I met her. In support of my son. We had a lot of hate coming, and then there were some people that were supportive. So Trisha started message us. I'll put up the phone call of her crying to me after this. I'm just so sorry that you and your family are going through this, and I know that Luke is innocent. Literally crying. Other people have already seen this video. I'm going to go through this again because I just sat there and listened to another video where she said that I would come by her house and I was taking pictures of her tags on her car and everything else. The reason that I even was filming because I told her where I ride at. She was telling me about her next door neighbor was a friend of my son's. His name is Aaron, and I said, "Oh yeah, I know him." She goes, "Yeah, I live right next door to him." She said, "I live right behind the pizza place on Airway, the second house." And I said, "Oh, I ride up there all the time." And granted, we had been talking on the phone. We had been Facebook messaging each other. She was calling and speaking to Nicole. She told Nicole that she worked with handicapped people. And she would sit and talk to Nicole all the time. What we didn't know until later was that she was actually friends of the Ferguson family. Okay? And she was trying to befriend us and so she could figure out things that was going on with the case. And every once in a while, she would ask some stuff about the case. But anyway, she told me where she lived. This is back, I was down to 180 pounds because I was riding my bike constantly for exercise, right? I'm up to 230 now. And when I get this thing back out, I'll lose this weight again. But anyways, and we got to talking about where she lived at. And I said, "Oh, I ride up there all the time. That's where I ride at because I go up to Overlook. I ride up the hill, which is about a good mile and a half up the hill because that's where I get my exercise. Then I get up to the top of the hill and I'll coast back down and relax." Now, she told everybody that I came by her house and that I was taking pictures of her. We've been through this before. I put this up before. That I was taking pictures of her car and her tags, right? This woman is such a liar, all right? But this is the video that I told her I was going to upload, right? And I can talk about this as long as I want to. It doesn't matter. Remember, this woman also played at... I'll put up the videos where she was pretending to be a murder victim's aunt to get at us and how I caught her doing that, too. She knows she's a liar. That's the thing. She knows she's a liar. All right? But this is the video. Okay? Now check this out. Now I want to bring it back to this point again because it cut off on me. But look. I said I'm going by her house. I said I'm going right past Trisha's house because she told me where she lived. Remember, I'm on my Facebook. They said he was going by your house and taking pictures of your plates. And she goes, "She sure did." On that drama video, right? He sure did. See that car? Run the stop. I'm going to get that plate number. I'm going to get that plate number. And that's what I did. I'm going to make sure that this goes through here again. And I get up on that car. Okay, and right here, that's Trisha's car. That's her house right there. A friend of my family lived right next door to her. All right? But notice, I just keep on going by it. That is the plate number off of that car right there. Now, if I move it back to Trisha's, you can see it's a different number. Well, you can't really see it on that. But that is that car's number. Now, the reason I did that, what I was saying before this thing cut off on me, and you notice I don't go anywhere, I don't say anything else about Trish's house. I just say, hey, I'm going by there. Because she's on my Facebook. She's my Facebook friend. She's Nicole's Facebook friend. The reason I called out that plate is because you could literally, if you're out and about and you camera somebody committing a U-turn or any other traffic violation, and I've done it in other videos, you can take that to the police department with the plate number, and they will issue them a ticket, just like they do those cameras at stoplights, right? But I never have done that. It's just something I did. There's any other video. I have other videos where I've read off people's plates because they ran a stop sign or something like that. It was just something I did while I was out riding. But notice, I don't say anything about her house. I just keep going. I don't know where this cut off at, so I'm going to have to go back and edit it. Now, the reason is, there's a street right here, Smithville, that I ride uphill, up a winding hill, and then I cut back through this way, and I come out right here so I can go back down that hill. That's the exercise that I do. I come from the park, from a bike park that's down here. There's bike trails back there, and I come out and around so I can go back down this hill. You notice I'm not saying anything else about Trish's house. Nothing. I just rode by. But anyways, I'll bring it up. I'm gonna let it keep going because this cut off on me while I was talking. I've got hundreds of, at least 70 videos where I'm out riding my bike. And there's probably 5 of them where I've taken the same route. Before I knew Trisha lived there. She told me she lived there. She lived next door to one of my friends. He come by my house and was taking pictures of my plate. She's a liar. This is the same woman who called Ben Ashworth's elderly parents and said my name, and they thought that she threatened those people.
Yeah.
And Diana Whitney was the one that ratted her out on that one. He sure did take pictures of my plate. And I even told her I put this up before. And she goes, that's my plate number. I said, well, show it then. Show it. Produce a receipt with that same number. Because she knows she can't. Just like she can't show us that SWAT call she got. Now, the reason I'm riding up this hill is I'm working my legs. Right? This is right on my Facebook where she was on my friends list. It used to have a comment on here with a thumbs up from her until she took herself off of here. I wonder if it's still there. I wonder. Woo! See, I'm working my legs. I shifted it down into a low gear so I can really pump it, like doing mountain climbers. She even went so far to say, you know, last time I put this up, I said, well, I wish you'd have been outside so you won't even have this to try and throw at somebody's face because I would have stopped there. You think I'm going to sit outside at 90? It was 90-something degrees that day. I went back and showed the day and the weather, and it was only like 70 degrees outside. And see, this is the reason that we go up them hills. That there's other bikers that do this too. We go up the hill so we can get the benefit of rolling back down the hill, back to the park. Eastwood Park is right at the end of this road.
Yeah.
My legs are pumped up real good. I'm getting my exercise out. And here in a minute, I'll kick it up. And I think my tag said I was running about 26 miles an hour on that bike, which is pretty good. Without pushing. I give it a little push right here by this post. There's a park right down the end. There's a bike park right down at the end up there. I give it a little push. And I put my legs up. And I'm just sitting there relaxing. Right now, I'm just relaxing because the bike will do the rest of the work for me. It's great exercise. Yeah, great exercise.
Dear Crosby.
down through there. I'm rolling out. That's like the reward for pumping up that hill is you get to go back down. I'm going with the traffic now. You hear the knobbies. They got new tires on that thing. That's just me out riding. I'm not doing anything malicious. I rode past one of my friend's house. Remember, my Facebook is locked down. Nobody but my friends can see it. That's how Trisha knew about it. That's how she tried to wait 4 years later. Said, well, he came by my house. You know where I live since then. You never threw a fit about it. You never threw it up in anybody's face until you come by my house. And then right up here is where I lock them up. See the park right there? That's for bike trails right there. That's why I was there. She just happened to live close to the trails. She's the one who told me where she lived. I never doxed her. She also told everybody that I threatened her and harassed her so much that she had to move out of state. Now, let's see. Now, there used to be a like right there from Trisha. But since she's off my Facebook, I guess that went away. Since we ended up blocking each other and all that stuff on Facebook. So I guess that like went away. But it got 145 views. It's on my, all my friends could see it. That's the only ones that could see it was my friends. Right? And Trisha was on my friends list. So don't let her sell that lie as if I came by her house to intimidate her or something like that, harassing her. She was my friend. Or so I thought. She was trying to gather evidence and get us to talk about what we were doing in Luke's case is what she was doing. My son's murder case. That's all she was doing. She faked it. And she got caught doing it. And she got caught she called my job. She admitted she called my job. She was running the St. John's and Dayton page where she put up those fake things that she already admitted to. Seriously, chick. Grow up.